Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will understand what JWT and refresh token are, how access token work, why token expire, and how the refresh token flow solve this problem. So let's get started. Suppose you are going to watch a movie and you buy the ticket. So the ticket is act like a access token. So whenever you enter the means the hall, so they check for the ticket. They do not ask for the identity, means not for the login password to check that you have done the payment or not. Just they see the ticket, and the ticket is the proof that you have buy the ticket and you have paid the amount for the ticket and also for which movie you have paid. So all the things are there, so they can identify using the ticket only. Also, the other example is that with the help of access token, suppose in a company there is a HR employee and the admin. So we based on the access token, we can assign the permission that employee should access only the employee APIs, HR should access only the HR APIs, and etc. So these are the topic I am going to cover in this video. What is JWT, structure of JWT, how server verifies JWT, access token versus refresh token, then token expiry issue, refresh token flow, and passing JWT in Flutter API calls, and last we will see the conclusion. So before moving toward the JWT, let's first understand what is cryptography. So cryptography is a technique of converting the text, means plain text, into the unreadable format. So only the authorized user can, or only the authenticate user can read that message. So cryptography can be defined into three type. The first is the symmetric cryptography, then we have asymmetric cryptography, and the hashing. So symmetric cryptography has the same key for encryption and same key for decryption. For example, AES algorithm. So AES algorithm, AES stand for Advanced Encryption Standard. So for example, you have the key K1, so you will encrypt the message using the key and you will get the cipher. So cipher is the text which is unreadable, so this is called a cipher. And decrypt, for decrypting we have the cipher, so we will use the same key and then we will get the message. So this is used for encrypting the data quickly. So we have another which is asymmetric cryptography. This is also known as public private key. So there are two keys, one is the public key and other is the private key, and also it is slower than the symmetric key. And the public key which is shared to everyone, but private key is not shared to anyone, it kept with the user only. So this is used for securing the key sharing mechanism, and also it is used for authentication and digital signature. So hashing it is not an encryption, it is not used for encryption, and this is used to create the hash value of fixed length. You have been seen into the Firebase. If you create an account and create a project, and in the project section you can see there is SHA 256, where we enter the SHA by creating into our window or Mac system. So it is used for password storage and also to check the integrity. Means suppose I have the plain text Pankaj, so P all are in lowercase. So if one of the letter like P I do the capital, so complete hash value will get changed. So that way we can say we can check the integrity, means the for the same text we will have same hash value. Then also it is used for JWT signature creation. Like for the JW we have three part, so I will explain in the next slide. So let us understand what is JWT. So the full form of JWT is JSON Web Token. So JWT is a compact and secure way, means through which we can transmit the information between the client and the server. So it is widely used for authentication and authorization. So this I will widely explain into the next slide. And then we have the JWT. It is act as a user identity. Suppose in office I have my ID card, so the ID is my user identity, and with the help of that ID I can access to the office room or the boardroom. So based on that ID I will be having permission in which room I can access and which not. Since it is stateless, the server does not need to store the session data. So there are two type of system. One is the stateless and other is stateful. So suppose there is means there are two type of architecture, like monolithics and microservices. So in the case of microservices we have different servers, and in monolithic we have the single server. So there is also one concept which is called session ID. So in the case of session ID, previously which were used much, So in that cases we store the user information, and based on that we authenticate that. But now in the case of microservices, they, if we store the session of the one user in, and in case of microservices we have different services, different servers. So the load balancer is connected to different server. So if I store the session of the user into my one server, so load balancer will get have to check in which of the server and the information is there. Okay, so but in the case of access token, it is stateless, so we do not need to store any data into the server. The access token itself is store the it itself store the data as a type of payload. I will show you how it carry the information also. So let us understand what is authentication and authorization. So authentication, which tells me my means it is used for verify who's the user, means identity, we can say that. And authorization tell us about the permission, like my ID has which permission to do and not to do. So the next is performed before authorization. Okay, happen after authentication, right? Means log into the dashboard of HRMS. And authorization means after login, what things in that dashboard I can access and which I cannot access. So this happen after the authentication. Require login details, correct? We have to login, so we require username and password. Then required user role privileges, yes, to access the different means different board in the dashboard. So we require the permission and roles. Then it is used to check I am the valid user, and it is based on the permission determine what permission is valid to the user. So in authentication, credential can be changed by the user, and in authorization, permission can be changed by the owner of the system. We cannot change the permission. The authorized person only will be having the permission to change. So the credential is visible to the user and it is not visible to the user. These all things works in the background. Then the next, for example, we have the password, OTP, fingerprint, and here we have the admin right. So this is the structure of JWT. You can see there are means I have the access token, which is divided into three parts. The first one is the header, second is the payload, and third is the signature. So header, what header contain, and the payload and the signature. Let's see that. So JWT structure. So this is the header. The header part contain the algorithm and the type of that token. So that is JWT. Then the payload contain the data. Suppose I want to store some of the user information inside my payload, so I can do that. After that we have the signature. So signature ensure that the means there is no loss of data. So I'm sending Pankaj, so I'm getting the Pankaj only in the response, or whenever we send the message from one place to another place. It makes sure that. And about cryptography, we have seen that in the starting slides. So how server verified JWT? So I am the client. Suppose I'm the client, so I have to send that token inside my authorization in the API call. So server decode that token, and if user server use the secret key, so in the signature, okay, while creating the signature I enter the secret key. So that secret key it is used, and it can be your private key or the public key to verify the signature. And if it is valid, trust the payload and user info. It will trust the payload, and if it is not valid, I will get the error with 401 unauthorized. So this is the diagram how actual access token and the client server and DB connection works. So suppose this is my client. So I am the client. So I will send the credential to my server, and server will check that credential is exit in my DB or not. If the credential exit in my DB, so I will get the success response. After that, my server will generate the token. After generating the token, it will send that token to the client. So client can store the data into the local DB, local storage. For Flutter we have the shared preference or Flutter secure storage, and for website we can use cookies to store that. Now after the client has the token, so for the next request he can send that token in the header, and after that server will verify that and response back. So in this way the token is get generated and sent to the client, and after that client use in the next API. Now we will see the difference between access token and the refresh token. So access token has the short life and 415 to 1 hour, and it is used for API calls. but refresh token has the long life, like days or a week, and it is used to request new access token. Suppose my access token is getting expire after the 15 minutes, so it will request for the new access token. So the expiration problem. So access token expire after a short time. As I said, it has the short time like 15 to 1 hours. Based on your required, you can set in the backend how much time you want to keep the access token to be get expired. If it is not handled, API calls start failing. Okay, so this is the nice line that if you will not handle the problem of that access token expiry. Suppose I log into the application, and after that doing some action, and I kept for a 5 minute on the desk, and I went to do something. So after that, when I come again and use the application, and then I will get error of 401, and the application will get log out, and again user have to do login. So this is not the good way. So examples in so okay, so this is only in the next line. Without handling, the user would suddenly get logged out or face the error. Okay, so let us see how refresh token handling flow works. So there is a client application, and there is source server and the authorization server. So client will come for the first time, and he will enter the credential, and he will do the authorization request. So the authentication layer, it will go to authentication layer. After that, authentication will check and verify that, and he will return the access token plus refresh token. Now client application has the access token, so for the next time request, he will send that access token in the API to get the resources. So he will request to the resource server for the resources. After that, server will respond because the token is valid. After a long time, now access token is not valid. Suppose it was valid for 5 minutes, now it is not valid. So again, suppose he will request for the resources with the same access token, and he will get error message that it is invalid token. Correct, because token has got expired. So now client application will request for the new access token using the refresh token API. So he will call the refresh token API. It will go to the authorization layer. He will validate that, because refresh token has also the expiry time. So he will check that it is valid or not. If it is valid, so he will return the new access token, but the refresh token will be same. Refresh token has the time now. It is not expired till now. After that, now the client will have the new access token. So for the next loop, he can request with the new access token, and the resource server will respond to the request done by the client. So in this way, the refresh token handling flow works. So passing JWT token in Flutter API call. So in this way, if you write API call in Flutter using HTTP package, so inside the header we pass in the format of authorization, then we pass period token. So what is the advantage of access token and JWT? So as I said, it is stateless because it does not store any data. It is stateless because the data is not stored inside the server. It stores the data itself. Then fast API authorization. Yes, with the help of token only, we don't have to enter login credential again and again. With the help of access token only, we can we can access all the APIs, we can say. Works well with the mobile and web app, right? Then we have the contents role or permission. Yes, in the access token we can set roles and permission. That access token is valid for only this user, and suppose my access token is valid for employee, so it will not work for the HR APIs. And this is more secure, and it has the less expiry time, short expiry. So conclusion is that JWT is used for, as I said, it is used for authentication and authorization. And JWT has three parts: header, payload, signature. Then access token has the short life, refresh token has long life, and also we have seen the expiry issue of token, and also we have seen how we pass the JWT inside the Flutter. So let me show you the demo. So this is my application where I have the client and the server. So let me start the server. Okay, so node index I have created using the node.js. So my local head got started. Let me run the client application, and this I have made using the Flutter. Okay, so it got run. So let me log in with the credential. After login, I will let me show the log. So okay, so here you can see I have login API call. After login, I got the access token. So here is the access token and the refresh token. After that, I have stored in my local using the shared preference because I am using the Flutter. After that, my dashboard overview API got called, and we have the recent transition API. So if I go to the dashboard, so this data, total user, revenue, orders and pending, these all are coming from the API. Also this order ID and customer ID. So let me clean the log, and again I refresh the page. So my access token is valid for only 10 seconds. So let's see what is happening now. And I went to the same screen. So first, when I reload the page, my dashboard overview API got called. After that, I got a message that JWT is expired. Then my refresh token API got called, and after that, if now I got the new access token. So with the help of new access token, I will call my dashboard overview API again. So here you can see I am calling that API call again. Get is calling after the refresh token. So this is the comment, and comment, or we can say in the log I have written that. After that, we got the response for dashboard. Then recent transition also has the new token, so it will not request for the new refresh token because already we have done that. So in this way also, let me show you one more thing. Suppose my refresh token get expire. Okay, so if my refresh token got expired, I navigated to the login screen. So if you see here again, there's my dashboard overview screen got means API got called. After that, I got a message 401 that JWT expire. Then my refresh token API got called because my token has got expired. After that, I have sent my access token, but I got the status code 403 that refresh token is also expired. So if my refresh token is expired, I am getting automatically navigate to the login screen. So if you want to see the code how I have handled in Flutter, so this is my Auth API service, not API service. Let me show you the client. Okay, so this is my API client. You can see the code. So my get API call is start from here. I am taking the endpoint in the URL. Then from the local storage, I am facing the access token. Now I have the access token. So I have passed inside my header. So if you want to see header function, you can see in header I have the content type, and other I am adding which is authenticate. Authorization. After that, in the get API, I have passed my URI and the header. So if after the API call, suppose my token got expired, means I'm getting 401. So I will call for the refresh token API call. So let me show you refresh token API call. So this is the refresh token API call. So I'm taking the refresh token from the shared preference, means from the local storage. Let me show you this also. So this is my class pref services where I am storing the where I have saved the token. Then I am get access token. Then I have function for get refresh token, and you can see the package shared preference. After that, I am passing the URI here. Then I am calling the post API, which is my refresh token API, where I have passed the refresh token inside that. Then after that, if it is not 200, then I will return false. If it is 200, I will return true. So here you can see I have written true, and here I am saving that my new access token and refresh token. So now I will get the refresh token. It is true or false. So if it is false, I will navigate to the login screen, and if it is true, so I will have the new token. I will take the new token, I will pass inside my header, and I will do the get API call again. So here you can see I am doing the get API call again, and in the end I will handle the response in this way. So this is how we are handling inside my client. And if you want to see how server works, so I can show you that. So this is my index file, index.js, where I have the body parser. Then I'm using Express. Also I have the course, and you can see I have used this course here. And also this is the API.use express. That means in all the endpoint I have to, after the base URL, I have to write /API. After if some I get the 401, so I will return this and that route not found. And also I am using the error handler for common format, error format. So this is my listen function, from where my port will get run. And if you want to see the auth middleware, so this is the auth middleware, where I will take the header from the response, not response, from the request header, and then I will check that he has passed the token or not. So it will check for that. If he has passed the token, so I will verify that using my JWT secrets, and then I will generate and give. Let me show you one more thing. So inside my controller, so this is the function which I am using to generate the access token, and this is used to generate the refresh token. So you can see I have set the expiry time, which is for 10 seconds, and here you can see for the refresh token I have set for 1 minute. That's all for today videos. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe for more development videos. See you in the next one. Thank you.